He's already responded to your question about the picture.
I'm comfortable with all of it. I'm comfortable here. I'm not happy, but I'm comfortable.
Comfortable.
And my conscience is clear. That helps.
Clear conscience. Okay. I need my card, bro. What the hell? So who's taking accountability? Accountability.
Mr. President, we have about 5 minutes remaining in the majority's first hour.
And then President Clinton had this face-off with Representative Nancy Mace, who has been very vocal and very frustrated with the Epstein files. Just take a look at this.
Mr. President, Congresswoman Nancy Mace from South Carolina, thank you for being here with us for hours today. I know it's been a long day, and I know that we're going to wrap up soon for you. Did you know one of the witnesses who testified in the Epstein cases that Epstein said, you quote, like them young? Why would Epstein say that about you?
Are you asking his opinion? You're asking him to think about why Mr. Epstein would say something about him?
Why would Epstein say that about the president?
Hold on, Miss Lawyer. Did he say it? We just want to know. We just want to know if our former president was a pedo. You don't got an answer for him.
To be in Mr. Epstein's mind and guess at what Mr. Epstein would have thought about.
Clinton likes them young, referring to girls.
He said that shit. Because if he didn't say that shit, he would not even be thinking about it.
First of all,
what?
That's not true.
Oh, you is a capper.
What's not true?
That I have any.
So why are you smiling, gang? Respectfully, why are you smiling, Mr. Former President?
Interest in underage.
I didn't say underage. I said young.
Why are you smiling for?
But it's still not true.
Is an intern
young? Why are you
young?
smirking? That's that I'm lying, but I'm not gonna tell y'all I'm lying kind of smirk, bro. Come on, stop it.
Yes.
Okay.
At my age, anybody.
Nah, gang lying on the stand is crazy, bro. We really lying on the stand right now. Your Honor, he's lying.
Younger than
Did you know Jeffrey?
Look at how he's smiling, y'all. That's crazy.
Epstein instructed a witness to deny you were ever on his island.
He didn't have to, since I was never there.
And the former president had this to say when asked about whether current President Donald Trump should sit down for his own deposition, because as you know, Trump himself is mentioned numerous times in the Epstein files, and there are even uncorroborated allegations of him participating in sexual abuse.
We believe in the minority that President Trump should also answer this committee's questions. He's someone that is mentioned almost more than any other person beside Ghislaine Maxwell in the Epstein documents. And so to get more information for this investigation, was wondering if you also agree that President Trump should answer questions of this committee.
That's for you to decide, but he did know him well. And
crazy thing is, after all of these depositions, more than likely, none of these government officials will go to jail. None of them are going to be held with any type of accountability, and this is just all for show. But I mean, it is what it is. I want to see what really happened during these depositions. I saw Hillary Clinton get super frustrated and like want to flip the tables, but hey, if your husband liked them young, as quoted by Jeffrey Epstein, then hey man, he was our former president and he's your husband, so he gotta take the stand respectfully.
I once had a brief discussion with him about it.
Thank you. Thanks for that answer. With that, I'm going to go to Mr. Walkinshaw, and we'll go down a series of questions.
I hate this, but because I don't believe I should inject anything. But I do not want to leave the impression, but since there was no follow-up question, the president never, this is 20-something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think.
Yeah. That blah 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 blah. We get it. You and Trump are cool. And guess what? Look, I'm not hating on Bill. I like the guy. I like Bill Clinton. I think he has I think he is a very well-rounded person. But a lot of these guys are freaky. A freaky Nikki. And again, we just looking for some accountability. You know what I'm saying? We just looking for some accountability from the same people that will hold us accountable the way they do as our higher ups, respectfully.
He was involved in anything improper with regard to Epstein either. He just didn't. He just said we were friends, and then we had a falling out over a land deal, property deal.
Yo, this is Bill Clinton saying, "Hey, President Trump, I know I'm taking the stand. There's no problems though. I want it to be crystal clear that me and you, we have no bad blood." This is what he's doing in the media. I get it. I get it.
That's all.
By the way, speaking of President Trump, Clinton talked about.
He said, for the record, let me clear my name because y'all have a habit of twisting stuff up, and President Trump has no filter on cursing out the media if he feels like they full of it.
What he knew of Epstein and Trump's apparent friendship, and what Trump himself told him about his, quote, great times with Epstein.
So then Donald Trump gave him the golf course in New York to have a tournament on, and I played in it a couple of times. And the day I was there, he would typically, Donald Trump would come out and play a few holes with us. And he somehow knew I had flown in Jeffrey Epstein's aircraft, and he said, you know, we had some great times together over the years, but we fell out, all because of a real estate deal. And he said, I'm sorry it happened. That's all.
Do you recall whether President Trump was the first one to affirmatively bring up the subject of Jeffrey Epstein?
No, but I'd be shocked if I did. I just don't do that.
Do you recall whether President Trump elaborated?
I just feel like, like I said, love this guy, good guy, probably was a good president, probably was a polarizing president, but the simple fact that he was laughing and smirking when he asked the questions, they playing in the Americans' face. They playing in the American public's face. Laughing and smirking about questions regarding this topic, and you're the one that's in the deposition. It's like you saying, this is a joke. It's like you with your homeboys and they ask you a question and they already know the answer to it, but they want to see if you're gonna lie, and you start smirking like, why the fuck you asking me that question kind of deal. I feel like that was the ultimate. That was the ultimate. It's the ultimate disrespect to the American public because this person basically saying this is a fucking joke. But at the same time knowing that you won't tell the truth on the stand. You're gonna lie on the stand. You really gonna lie on the stand, Mr. Former President? I don't even know if I can upload this. Because I might get in trouble. But I'm just exercising my First Amendment respectfully. If anyone sees this video that I may know. Because I might go viral. You know what I'm saying? I might go viral for the simple fact that I know many people watching this video of this deposition of our former president knows that he's full of it. You know when somebody's playing in your face. When you ask them a question and they laugh because they know you know the answer to that question. Come on now.
Did at all on the great times that he had with Jeffrey Epstein?
No, and at the time, I didn't put any you know, sexual stint on it.
And as far as you recall, President Trump characterized the nature of the ending of their friendship as being solely due to the real estate
That's
bidding
what he
problem.
said.
Now, Clinton also had to address the now infamous photo of him in a pool or hot tub with the other person
Oh
in
my
the
God.
photo redacted out. Looks very
Oh my God, I thought I was a freak. What is this?
questionable.
I thought I was freaky. What the heck is this? And why is this even shown to the public? Let that have been former President Barack Obama. It's just amazing to me how much shit people get away with when they have power and money in this country. It goes to show how much power and money runs the country more than anything else. If this was a potential candidate running for president of the United States, this picture would have been the ultimate scapegoat. But let's roll on.
Well, Clinton explains that he believes this photo was taken in Brunei at the end of a long trip around Asia for the Clinton Foundation.
What we're trying to get at is some context for the public on whether you remember this photo and any details you may be able to provide us about it.
Bill Clinton, I'm gonna just say this. You a freak.
So do you recall the details of this photo or recall the photo being taken?
No, I don't think I ever knew the photo was taken.
Okay, and for those who can't see it, it's a photo of you in a hot tub.
You don't think you ever knew the photo was taken? Come on. You don't think you knew the photo was ever taken? Really? I'm gonna give you some grace and say maybe it's because you're getting old and your age is pretty up there. By the way, let's see how old this guy is. Bill Clinton. Clinton is. Oh, this guy is 80 years old. Okay. We'll give him some grace. He's already on his last legs. It won't even make sense if he's found guilty. He on his last legs. It's whatever. He's pretty up there.
There's a person next to you here. Do you remember where it was taken? Where was it taken?
I'm almost sure that this pic, and I think there's an adjacent photograph, which you probably have, that if people saw it, they would feel that someone was trying to con them showing this picture. But anyway, this picture was taken in Brunei. And we flew one night on a trip to Asia, the last very long leg.
You said we. Who is that including?
Well, my whole team that was working
Thank you.
on the AIDS issue, and Mr. Epstein was there, and
Okay.
Miss Maxwell. But anyway, we got to the end of the flight was Brunei. It's a tiny place, but a very wealthy one.
I got the goosebumps, y'all. That's how real it is. I think I know what they be doing now. He said him and his team flew on a trip to Asia on a leg or something like that. I think I know what they doing. So every government official probably has a party of 3 or more that works for them or with them. Now, they probably have long days, long hours, long months of a schedule that is just not normal. So they get frustrated and they need to release their stress. Jeffrey Epstein is the guy that hosts the parties, like a Diddy party. They get invited on the way to a business trip. They stop at the island, and then all of them are implicated. I can more than certainty guarantee you that it's something of that caliber of what's going on with these government officials who are found involved in the Jeffrey Epstein situation with everyone else around them. And the reason why there's so many pictures is because the people who are working for these government officials who are not important figures, um, they are just there as proof that this person was involved in things that went on that island. Other than these important government officials traveling there by themselves, more than likely they were traveling. They were scheduled to stop at the island with the party of people that works with them or under them. You heard what he said. He said him and his team was on their way to Asia and they stopped at the island.
Team that was working on the AIDS issue, and Mr. Epstein was there, and Miss Maxwell. But anyway, we got to the end of the flight was Brunei. It's a tiny place, but a very wealthy one. And the Sultan of Brunei was a man that I had gotten to know well in my 8 years as president. And he said he wanted to help me with my AIDS initiative, and he invited me to stay there. And he said, I want you to stay at this hotel, and I hope you'll use the pool. So I did, and then I got out and went to bed exhausted.
Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling, bro? Why are you smiling, telling the story? Cause you full of it. It's all good though. It's all good. We know you was implicated, bro. We know you was on that. And it's all good.
Just for the record, there's another
Why are you smiling so hard? Cause you know you already beat the case before you beat the case. Money and power, that's crazy.
picture that also shows this as part of the
Y'all really be playing in the American people's face. And it's all good. It's all good.
larger pool area. Do you all have that so that he can refresh his recollection with respect to that?
We should have it.
And she full of it too. You know damn well you would not let your daughter be on that island. And you full of it too, Miss Loyal, whoever you are, but it's all good. Let's roll the clip. Look at this guy. He look old as hell. Look like he want to go home. Like he have no business being there. But they probably got him there to make sure that Bill Clinton is all good for this deposition. This is crazy.
Quite enlightening if
2 lawyers?
you watch this.
Yes, it's noted.
It'll
Yes.
give you a different feel.
Thank you.
Okay.
We don't have what.
Yo, he is laughing and chuckling like it's the next big thing.
With us right now.
Okay.
We do.
Thanks. I just wanted to make sure he knew the
And so
context.
were there other people in that pool or hot tub with you as well?
I don't think there's anybody in the hot tub. I didn't forgotten that there was anybody in the hot tub, but it was big, but it was about.
Well,
He's asking in the pool
it appears
area.
this photo, there's a girl over here, or there's someone.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
But he's also asking in the pool area were there other
Yes,
individuals?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so you don't know.
No, and then there were other people in the pool.
Okay, so do you remember who, were they under 18? Would you
No.
know? No.
Were they part of your traveling party, he's asking you?
Yeah, were they a part of your traveling party, bro?
Yes, they were, I think. I think
So you don't know who was a part of your traveling party that was above or below 18? Really? Really?
everybody there was part of our party. It was late at night or late-ish. And I also believe that there was a Secret Service agent there at the other end of the pool.
Okay, and was this in public?
No, it was a hotel room, and the Sultan wanted us to stay there, and the water, this big pool, was on the same floor that there were several suites, so we went out, I swam around, I sat in the hot tub for 5 minutes, or whatever it was, and I got up and went to bed.
And then I have to ask this, did you engage in any sexual activity
No.
with this person? Okay, thank you.
And of course, attention was also called to a
Why would either of the people who are it doesn't take a smart person to know that none of the persons who were found to be implicated in Jeffrey Epstein's files will ever admit to any sexual intercourse with anyone on that island. It does not take a genius to know that. So when you guys ask him this question, obviously he's gonna say no. What are we watching? This is cheap entertainment.
Photo of a young-looking female giving President Clinton a neck rub or back rub as he
He's getting a massage. Look at that.
sits in a chair.
At any point, did you or other male passengers receive a massage from this young woman or any other young women who are described as a massage?
They said Jeffrey Epstein loved massages. They said he loved massages. Let me be specific. One of the survivors said she was brought into the room to give a massage right before she was sexually assaulted.
Well, I've seen one picture that shows that in a airport.
Why are you smiling, bro? Why are you smiling?
Waiting area. One of the women was massaging my neck.
She was massaging
That's all
your
I've
neck?
seen.
That's
Have
all
you
you've
received
seen?
more than one massage from these trips with
Yeah, drink
Mr.
your water.
Epstein and the young girls that were present?
I don't recall them, but the problem I remember from that trip was that my neck had spasmed and I was in, and so they offered.
Your neck had spasm, and that's why you received the massage from a underage woman, an underage female. Nevertheless, he's smiling again. It's all good.
To help, and I
Just playing our face.
let them help.
This was interesting because Clinton at one point described Epstein as being like a vacuum cleaner, always looking to suck up as much information as possible from those around him.
How would you describe the substance of your conversations with Jeffrey Epstein during the many hours that you spent together on the aircraft?
Well, at first, he really seemed to be like a vacuum cleaner, like he really wanted information. And there was no, to go back to the business with what do you call it, the passport, the false line. There was nothing overtly manipulative about it. He wanted to know, what did I think of derivatives trading? Did I think that the stock market was properly regulated or did it need more? How did we have the most broadly shared prosperity in 50 years? Was it just an accident? Was it just technology? Or do we have specific policies? He wanted to know stuff like that. And it was great for the first, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 conversations. But I could tell that it was like, you guys are in politics. Don't you ever feel like sometimes somebody's talking to you and then they're just checking the box and they got to go do something else and be somebody else? That's the way I felt.
That's important because, again, we're trying to understand what was Epstein after, right? And after a long 4.5 hours, the deposition was concluded.
As we start to close, is there anything you would like to add or clarify about what you've said here today?
You're good. Well, you're good. I think we're fine. I'm struggling because it's hard to know exactly what I knew when I knew it. given what I've learned since. It's become a kind of a compelling challenge, but I've tried to tell you what I knew then, and when you ask what I think now, I think you have, all of you, Mr. Chairman, you've had a chronologically challenging thing. You've got.
He's like, thank y'all for y'all time. I'm good. I'm gonna go back and sleep comfortably where I sleep at. Do as you will with the information that you received. This was a good time.
All the stuff that happened with Jeffrey Epstein, some of it as regard to President Trump going back to the late 90s. And that's a long time ago. And then what we learned later. So it's been difficult, but I have enjoyed it. You've been very respectful to me and given me a chance to talk to you.
But we thank you for your time.
And I wish you well. I still will say, if you can think of some things to do that will reduce the incidence of trafficking in America, and it should be possible for us to virtually eliminate underage abuse. It should be. We just got to figure out what kind of technology we need and what kind of policies. So thank you.
So look, at the end of the day, where do we go from here? Again, it's not like Bill and Hillary spoke in front of a jury in an active trial. I haven't heard any blatant outright calls saying they misrepresented what happened or weren't telling the truth or allegations of perjury. It seems the committee took their responses for now. They're moving forward to get a better understanding of the Epstein situation, maybe more of an explanation of what Epstein was a part of, why he wanted to have a connection with the Clintons, other well-known people. And to be fair also, I think it would be rather difficult to impeach the credibility of the Clintons. You're talking about episodes from a very long time ago. And again, to be clear, there is no evidence of any act.
Like I said, y'all, money and power.